Dreams with Dayana. இன்று என்னோடு பேசவிருக்கும் நபரை பற்றி கூற போனால் இவர் டொரண்டோ நகரைச் சேர்ந்த ஒரு இளவயது பெண்மணி. கலைத்துறையில் மிகவும் ஆர்வம் கொண்ட ஒருவர், அதில் மிகவும் மும்முரமாக ஈடுபட்டு கொண்டு வருகின்றார். தான் ஒரு பெரிய நடிகையாக வர வேண்டும் என்பது இவரது கனவு. இந்த கனவை இந்த கலைத்துறையில் ஏற்படுகின்ற சவால்களை எவ்வாறு மீறி எவ்வாறு எதிர்நோக்கி இந்த கனவை அடைய முயற்சித்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றார் என்றும், அதே போன்று தன்னை போன்ற இன்னும் இளவயது பெண்கள் இந்த கலைத்துறையில் எவ்வாறு சவால்களை எதிர்நோக்கி தமது கனவை அடைய முடியும் என்பதற்காகவும் இவர் ஒரு செயற்பாட்டில் ஈடுபட்டு வருகின்றார். அது என்ன என்று நாம் அவரிடம் கேட்டு தெரிந்து கொள்வோம். With further no delays, I'm going to introduce you guys to Fatima. Hi Fatima, how are you doing today?
I'm great, how are you?
Good, thank you. And thank you for being here with me today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure as always. So Fatima, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm an artist. I'm located in Toronto. I run several art clubs and I do a lot of different mediums of art. So I do acting primarily, I do visual art, I do graphic art, I do graphic design, and basically everything under the rainbow.
Wow, that's amazing. You're an empowering youth.
Hey.
5. That's great, that's great. So tell me a little bit about this clubbing that you just mentioned. What is this club about?
Well, I have 2 clubs at university that I'm president of right now. I go to York University, and one of them is called Artists Anonymous. We do art-based events. We throw art events. We throw opportunities for artists to come out and make art on campus. And
so basically drawing, like you paint?
All kinds of art. So far we've done a lot of paint nights, we've done open mics, we've done talent shows, we've done all sorts of events. The second one is a club that I founded, and I'm also the president of for this year. It's called Industry Ready. And this club, its entire initiative is to create more opportunities for lower income students and people to be able to develop their artistic portfolios, and just taking away like the income barrier that comes with that, because as you know, like if you were to get headshots, if you're in acting or modeling, it's usually around $500, and it's very expensive for somebody
yes.
who, you know,
tell me about that. Yes.
Yeah, and the same thing, like when it comes to networking, we throw socials, we throw paint nights so people can come in and interact with other artists, hopefully so they can collab. We're gonna have a night at the Go, the Art Gallery of Ontario, so students can come out and, you know, get to know each other and also appreciate some art. We do all kinds of events, but our main focus is to just create opportunities.
Okay, great. Now you've mentioned that I know it's very expensive taking pictures, headshots and everything, but how are you coming up with the expense? How are you handling the expense for all these things? Is this, are you selling tickets, or how do you do this?
So no, I don't charge my members any fees for any of our events. We ask for donations, and the reason for that is I truly do want to remain accessible. You never know how much students can and cannot afford. The reason why I became a York University club instead of just becoming an organization on its own is because I am a student, I have the opportunity, and we have club funding. So I use the club funding to my best advantage. I have a large team of operators, I have a team where we deal with finance, I have people on public relations, I have people who run our social media, and all together we come together to throw these events and get them running.
Great! So Fatima, you mentioned that you are helping lower income communities. What actually made you to approach this fact?
Well, I grew up really low income. There wasn't much money when I was growing up, and there wasn't much things to do, you know? So growing up in low income communities, you're gonna realize there's a lot of artists, there's a lot of talent, and it's just, there's a lot of dreams. And I think that these dreams should be brought into fruition. Like people should be able to pursue their dreams no matter what, and the amount of money that you have and income and those type of things, they should never ever affect somebody's capacity to achieve what they want in their life. So I didn't have money for lessons, I didn't have money for equipment, I had to work for all these things. So when I got to university and I knew that clubs had funding for their events, I was thinking, why not use this to my advantage? Why not create a club that focuses directly on building portfolios and focuses on art, so we can solve this problem and we can come together and people can have the opportunities that they need. Because when you're going in for an audition, they're going to ask you for a headshot and for a resume, and you need things to put onto your resume, and you need professional quality equipment, and you need professional quality production to stay competitive if you want the job. So as much as talent as you might have to somebody who's in a professional industry, if your product is not professional, it's going to be very difficult to stay competitive, and that's just not fair.
That's right. And plus, you're doing all this free of charge, am I right?
Yeah, so none of the club events charge money. We do ask for donations, and we use the club funding from York University to throw our events and anything else. Like we pull it together, and we see what we can do. We go into the art communities in Toronto, and we find amazing artists and amazing talents to come help collaborate with our events, and we put on a show. Like our next event is going to be a headshot event, so people can come in and have professional headshots, have something to put onto their LinkedIn, something to send in for auditions, something to send in for whatever they need it for. And we worked on previous events where we allow people to perform, we allow people to display their work, we allow people to we had open mics, we had galleries, and all these events. So people have things to put onto their resumes, and even if they're not current artists and they just always dreamt like, oh hey, that would be cool, I think I want to try that. It's a safe environment, and it's a student environment where you can definitely come in and you can definitely try. There's no shame in trying, and there's definitely no shame in starting.
Yeah, this is super cool. I really admire your work and your passion. It's really amazing.
Thank you.
Having said that, I also know that you're very passionate about acting. So how is that going with you? And I know that's a big dream of yours as well, to become an actress. So how are you working on that?
Well, I am a current artist. I am acting. I've took part in a YouTube series. I've performing next week for an open mic, and I'm just doing little things here and there to keep my portfolio up. I've been in plays before. I've played roles in French fluently.
Let me interrupt you in that. I do know that you're very fluent in French as well. Did you go to French school when you were young?
Well, I hated French class. I hate class in general. I hated reading. So I came across this opportunity called Explore, and it's called Explore Canada, and I did a French immersion.
Yes.
And I learned French, and I loved it so much that I took it again and again. And eventually I was just like, it catches on. Like there's more than one way of learning, and textbooks is not everything.
Of course. So this actually shows you're a very talented girl, not just in arts, but also in language skills as well. I'm sure you speak English, French, and your own language as well. What's your mother tongue, if you don't mind?
I speak Dari, which is a form of Persian. It's a Persian dialect. I also speak Hazaragi, which is another Persian dialect that's very similar.
Wow.
And I speak correct, like proper Persian that you would find in Iran or those type of countries as well, because I took Persian class, and that's where I learned to read and write.
That's amazing. So Fatima, tell me a little bit more about your acting experience. I know that's your dream, to become an actress. So
definitely.
Yeah.
I started acting when I was very young. I absolutely love watching TV. Will Smith is my idol. I copied him. I loved him. I'm doing a monologue to cover him, and when he realizes Uncle Lou's leaving, he's talking to Uncle Phil. I did a lot of acting in high school. I took drama class. I did a bunch of plays. I did photojournalism. I acted in a lot of shorts. I started doing YouTube, and I just continued to act. I did film school for a little bit, and I took every opportunity that came to me so I can get to this level where I am now.
Excellent. It shows how passionate you are about in achieving your goals and dreams, which is very important. I mean, at this young age, every person should have this hunger to achieve their goals and dreams. Am I right?
Absolutely.
And hard work always pays off, and
Yeah.
we should keep trying.
Even if like you just in plays, I did tons of plays. I did tons of theater.
Yeah.
It adds up. Everything you do, the little things, they add
Yeah,
up, and they bring you
always.
to a level where you can achieve. So it's beautiful.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So Fatima, what would be a message from you to all the viewers out there?
A message, I would definitely tell everybody, pursue your dreams at all costs. You know, the money is not everything in this life. You gotta do what you were meant to do in this world, and you gotta pursue it relentlessly. Don't tell anybody, don't let anybody tell you no. Don't let anybody tell you, you're not fit to do this, you can't do this. If there's no opportunities, you make opportunities. If there's no way, you make that way. Don't wait for anybody to give you anything. If you want something, you have to go get it. And just go for it. That's it.
Thank you, Fatima, and I really appreciate your time.
I appreciate you too. Thanks for
Thank
having me.
you. Having said that, guys, I hope you'll all enjoyed this video, and if you really like this video and the shows on VJ TV, please click that subscribe button and like it. Also, dream big, achieve big. Until I see you on my next video, ciao from Dayana.